21st century literacies. What is it? How does it impact students academically and socially? And how are they incorporated in schools? In this presentation, we will look at the strategies used to teach literacy in schools today and how it impacts on students' learning. In order to ensure that students are well equipped for the technologically advancing future, they need to acquire the skills and knowledge on how to use information and communication technology, or ICT for short, which is why schools across Australia are implementing pedagogies or methods of teaching which incorporates technology in the classroom. Research conducted by Walsh in 2010 provides evidence that the addition of ICT in classrooms carries many benefits such as increased student collaboration and communication, engagement and motivation, and social networking. Let us now look at the topic of literacy. What is literacy? Its definition is basically the ability to read and write, generally involving single-dimensional linguistics texts such as talks and speeches, and print-based texts, for example, textbooks and magazines. The Australian curriculum describes literacy as comprehending texts through listening, reading and viewing, and composing through speaking, writing and creating. When looking at literacy education for students of today, we can see that it is a lot more complex thanks to the rapidly changing world of technology. Contemporarily, literacy can be referred to as literacies, new literacies, and multi-literacies. These terms are used to describe the involvement of the different modes of different digital tools such as images, audio and gestures, which we will explore further within this presentation. This brings us to the discussion of the multi-literacies pedagogy. This term was first proposed by the New London Group in 1996, which consists of a group of literacy experts from all over the world meeting to address the changing world issues and how it impacts on learning and teaching literacy. What is literacies pedagogy? It is described as a teaching framework which looks at the different ways students learn. This approach consists of 4 components, the first being situated practice, which enables students to share their existing knowledge, interests and needs to the learning environment, basically bringing in what they already know to contribute to classroom discussions and share with fellow students. The second component is overt instruction or conceptualizing. This involves the teacher assessing specific student learning needs to identify interventions and scaffolds which can be used to assist in student learning. The teacher helps students to learn by breaking tasks down into smaller instructional steps to guide them through the learning process. This may be delivered by the teacher or may involve other persons with specific knowledge and expertise. The next element is critical framing or analysing, where students gain understanding of different perspectives on knowledge and are able to infer and interpret relationships, interests and views. This may involve students considering target audiences in terms of cultural and social contexts. The fourth and last area is transformed practice or applying, which focuses on students demonstrating their learning through application. This may include applying theoretical knowledge to practice or involves applications into real-life situations. What is the purpose of the multiliteracy pedagogy? This framework was constructed to provide students with different ways to learn because, as we all know, each student has their own way of learning and not all students learn in the same way. It also enables teachers with the options to assess student thinking and understanding throughout the various stages of a given activity. Research shows that by incorporating multiliteracy pedagogy in the classrooms, high-quality learning experiences are achieved with successful learning outcomes. There is also a significant increase in student engagement and motivation, which makes the learning process more enjoyable and engaging for students. When incorporated in the classroom, students gain valuable skills in problem-solving, flexibility, critical analysis, social awareness, enabling them to become strategic thinkers and better informed citizens. As mentioned at the beginning, we will now look at multimodal literacies. What is multimodal literacies? Researchers refer to it as the meaning-making process that occurs when interacting with text through combining various modes. These modes include written language, spoken language, and patterns of meaning that are visual, audio, gestural, tactile, and spatial. Multimodality refers to the use of a combination of these modes to communicate meaning. Some examples of multimodal text includes picture books, comics and posters where images, written language, and spatial modes are combined to convey meaning. Digitally, multimodality can be seen in slideshows, web pages, and animations. Why is multimodality important for students of today? Due to the highly technologically driven society that we live in, students need to know how to communicate effectively using these multimodal texts. They need to be able to effectively interact with these texts through engagement, interpretation, and production of texts to be prepared for the future in the 21st century. So to summarize, what does literacies in the 21st century mean? Students of today are living in a society which is constantly changing at such a rapid rate, especially in terms of technological advances and innovations. Therefore, the way they are taught, known as pedagogical approaches, needs to be considered, altered, and adapted in order to provide relevant learning and effectively prepare them for the future. Emphasis in multiliteracies is vital for successful learning, and understanding how to engage with multimodal literacies is a crucial skill to acquire. I hope that this presentation had provided you with some information on 21st century literacies and how technology shapes the way our students learn literacy in this day and age. Thank you.